Hey friends! Recently, I saw Katrina from Little Book Owl do a video where she just had people roast her favorite books, and I was like, that's a great way to get just straight up roasted and also just feel like maybe my taste is really bad, but like I know my taste is really bad. I like Cassandra Clare. It's not my fault, okay? I don't think so. I did ask for all of these, even though I'm almost positive I could make an entire video of people telling me that all of my favorite books are the worst anyways. And I'm not upset by any of these. I'm probably gonna play sad music and zoom in on my face very slowly after every one I read, but I'm not upset. You're probably right, but it is what it is. Let's do it. So the first roast I see is one that says, "Those aren't roastable." Well, I see about 50 other responses, though I'm pretty sure they're wrong. This one says, "Shadow and Bone is stale as a piece of old white bread and deserves to be thrown across the room." I mean, like, you're not wrong. Like, I'm sure that you're right. I'm sure you bring up a good point, but like, all the characters in Shadow and Bone are awful and boring. Again, you're not wrong. Like, I wish that I could say like, "Oh, you wrong, girl," but like, you're not. You're literally right. They are all the freaking worst. The main character is like, who is she? I don't know. I can't name one character trait she had. And the love interest guy, Mal, what did he do throughout the whole series? I don't know. And I've read that series like 5 times, but I still love it. Okay, this one is one that I strongly disagree with. The sequel to Shatter Me was underwhelming and kind of cheesy and cliche. Akamath features a toxic relationship. See, I mean, you're not wrong. This person said Adam Kent is trash. As if we don't already know that. Like, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna tell me that I didn't know that already if I don't like literally rant about it every single time I mention Shatter Me, and you think that that's a roast? Have you read Unravel Me? Because if that was your only problem in the book, it's tea. I'm not gonna get into it, but read Unravel Me. Nothing even happens in the first Shatter Me book, and Warner is creepy. As if there aren't 3 more books. See, I went into this knowing that my responses weren't gonna be so exciting. Like, I feel like other people could do this and they'd be like, "Ooh, you know what, you're wrong and here's why." But mine is literally just me saying like, "You're probably right, I just have bad taste." This one says, "Unpopular opinion, but Will can low-key choke." And you know what? I agree, but I also don't care. I'm just out here living my best life and you can't tell me. You're right. No, I'm not even gonna like be dramatic. You're right. Cassie Clare is overrated. Wipes fake tear. The Shatter Me book cover looks like a Colleen Hoover book cover. I mean, you're not wrong. But the Shatter Me cover is really pretty, actually. J.K. Rowling is a discriminating snake. I mean, I actually really don't like J.K. Rowling that much. That's tea. I didn't know I was gonna spill that tea in this video, but I'm not the biggest fan of her. The Darkling and Alina are an unhealthy relationship and should not be shipped. Which I've actually been very vocal about because there's nothing that I hate more in books than like a sad person who also is trying to destroy the country, but it's okay because he's sad and like his mom was mean to him. Which is like the definition of every Colleen Hoover book I've ever read. Shatter Me was horrible and made me throw up in my mouth. Why? But like, why did you throw up in your mouth? Maybe you're just being dramatic or it's just a good hyperbolic sense, but also I don't really know why you would. Everybody's like, Will Herondale is so annoying and entitled, and I'm like, okay, but did you read the other 20 books in the Shadowhunter series? Because I got receipts that prove otherwise. And I'm gonna cry thinking about it, but I don't wanna really talk about it right now. Faysand can choke, which is something that I've said many times. I don't know why y'all feel like that's something that's roasted in the books, but you're right. Tolkien's writing is bad. I wish that I could read this and be like, you're wrong, and here's why, but like, you're not wrong. You're actually so right. His writing is not good, but that's not. Goodbye, everybody. Is this even an episode of Caleb Reacts to Roast, or is this just the episode of, yeah, my favorite books suck? Clockwork Angel, more like Tessa complains every day, like clockwork. What? There's nothing that I've read that was more wrong than that. I love Tessa. She's my favorite character ever. She did nothing wrong ever, and all y'all are just pulling up, and y'all are just bullies. I'm kidding. I'm not that sensitive. I mean, I don't really care that much, but like, I kind of want this video to just me being like, you're attacking me! Which like, I don't think we want that, but you know what? It is what it is. This person just said, you are dumb. What? I didn't say roast me! Rhysand is toxic, and Feyre is the Mary Sue. You're right. Akamath was one of my favorite books like 2 years ago. And then 2 years later happened. And I hate Reese. I actually agree with that. He sucks. He's the worst. LMAO. They all lack diversity. What about Nahima, who was in one scene and then died at the end? Was her name Nahima? I don't remember. I'm trying to read Empire of Storms right now. It's not going good. Lord of the Rings is overrated. As if every person ever hasn't already said that. Like, I know. But I always think that people give Lord of the Rings a really hard time. Like, the movies are brutal because they're like 4 hours long and you're like, why do I need to care about all of this? But when you're somebody like me who loves fantasy and loves to write fantasy, I think it's because I like to write fantasy, which is why I care about that so much. It's like seeing the world building, where I feel like if you're like somebody like me, where you're like, ooh, I'm down. Tell me about what these elves did back in the 80s or whatever. Like, I'm freaking down for it. It makes me want my book to have thousands of years of history. Do I care about most of it? No. Will I remember any of these details later? No. But do I still care? No. But it's interesting. I feel like I just proved myself wrong on that one, but you know what? Will is just a copy of Jace, and they're both annoying. You're right. I wish that I could sit here and be like, you're wrong, but literally every Herondale is exactly the same, and I don't know if she does it on purpose, but I don't care because it's a great character trope. There is nothing to roast about. You have great taste in books. Okay, but do you see all of these? Harry Potter is overrated. You're right. You're not wrong when you say that. I actually don't know how I feel about Harry Potter. I've only read the series once. I read Harry Potter in 4th grade and I really liked it. And then I started to reread the earlier books, but then I only got to the 4th book when they started to get long again, and then I never finished rereading it. So fun fact about me is I've only read the last 3 Harry Potter books once. And it was 8 years ago. Ain't nobody got time to read an 800-page book. That's what I gotta say about that. Shatter me is what happens when a poetic mind vomits. You're right. 5 stars. Make sure to add it on Goodreads. Defy me 2019. Lucien is the bad character. I don't know what I expected this video to be. I think I expected it to be me like just laughing and dealing with it, but Lucien does suck. He's like one of the worst characters ever. Like I remember in Act 4 it was like, ooh, whose side is he gonna be on? And then like right away he was on our side and it was like, oh, you're gonna tell me you're on this side for like all of eternity because you're immortal, but like suddenly you're gonna switch because like one thing happened? Like, are you kidding me? What do you mean you're gonna switch sides? And what do you mean you have like 10 brothers? And what do you mean that you're black? Suddenly, in the 3rd book, even though you're ginger. That was actually like so freaking funny. Do you remember that? Favor randomly is like, I think that Lucien might be the son of this random guy. Like, it turns out she's right. And the random guy was like a black guy, so it's like, does this ginger character who's been described as white throughout this whole series, he's suddenly like mixed? I don't know. That's how messy these books are, guys. Like, people just change skin colors and ethnicities like every single time. Like, there needs to be a cool plot twist. And it was like, what? The best plot twist I ever read. And y'all say Lord of the Rings is bad because there's too much detail in it. Okay. I don't know if this is a roast, but this person just said Akamath is too thick and heavy. I can't even hold it for 2 minutes without dying, LOL. Okay. The book is great, but ooh, have you ever tried to hold it in a book haul? Yikes. I felt that. Clockwork Angel is less than mediocre book with annoying characters, bad writing, and no plot. You're gonna tell me nothing happened. You remember when her brother showed up? I read that book like 5 years ago and I still remember like every detail. Do you remember that garbage? I was shook. And I read that book when we were doing like the standardized testing in school, and I remember I was like sitting there because I finished my test and I was just like, this boy is a snake! And y'all gonna tell me that that is mediocre? Okay, I get it. But then again, I literally read Lord of Shadows, and every time like a character would like blink, I'd be like, I need to mark this. What if this is significant? I don't know why. Queen of Air and Darkness comes out in 4 weeks. Send help. In an ambulance. Clockwork Angel turned me off for 7 years. Wait, what? Oh, turned me off from fantasy for 7 years. I was like, girl, what do you mean it turned you off for 7? Yikes, girl. Ooh, good luck. You look like Harry Potter. Is that a roast? Is Harry described as ugly? Because if you telling me that I'm the chosen one, I'm more than willing to accept that role. This person just said, Warcross. What? What do you mean? Are you saying that that's my favorite book? Wait, what? Huh? What are you selling? I never went to Ubudaba. As much as I hate to admit it, Shatter Me is formulaic and the writing is pretentious. Ooh. I wish that I could tell you that you were wrong, but like Juliette is just the worst character ever. But that's in book 1. It's like that on purpose. You know, she's annoying and she like kind of actually sucks. Kind of like, you're an idiot, just shut up and deal with it. It's currently NaNoWriMo, so I'm writing my own book, but my main character, she sucks. Maybe unintentionally, I don't know. But like, my big thing with her is I want her to suck in book 1 so that she can thrive in book 2 and learn from her mistakes. And everybody in book 2 is like, girl, how you been living your life like this? You are the worst ever. And then she's like, oh frick, I was the worst. And so that's character development. So I love a character that sucks, and then they realize that they suck, and then they decide not to suck anymore. And that's Juliette summed up, okay? Ooh, this person just had a lot to say. They said, basic taste. What do you mean? Just because I have a bunch of young adult books that came out in 2013 does not mean I have basic taste. No, you're actually so right. I have like the worst taste ever. This person has apparently a lot to say because they just said Juliette is weak and way too dramatic. First of all, I just have to say that you're wrong. I really didn't want this video to just be me blindly defending these books and telling you that your opinions were wrong, but she is not weak because I don't know if you read Restore Me. That came out in 2018 by Tahada Mafi. Because when you start out with a character who's not too dramatic, then what is there to fix? But we look at these characters and they're like the most perfect person ever who never did anything wrong, and the second they try to do something, they do it perfectly, and they're the best ever and the funniest ever and the most charismatic ever. And everybody praises these people for being the best characters, but like, there is nothing I love more than a character who just sucks at everything. They're annoying and they're weak and they're dramatic. There's nothing better than reading a first book and being like, this character sucks, but she gonna get better. And then you read book 2 and book 3 and you're like, she did get better, and that payoff was worth it. Sorry, my dog is getting a drink, so we're gonna have to wait for him. You done? The only time that I've ever read a series where I'm like, ooh, this girl is gonna get better and I'm gonna love her in the next book and it's gonna be so great, and that never happened, was the Selection series. I read the first book and I was like, this girl is about to be better. She's not gonna be annoying anymore. She's gonna learn about how she's the worst ever and then get better. And then book 2 came along and I was like, uh-oh. And then book 3 happened and I was like, uh-oh. He was like, oh, I'm gonna write 2 more books. And I was like, okay, here we go. Here's our opportunity to make all these characters not suck anymore. And then the daughter sucked. And then I was like, okay, book 2, the daughter's not gonna suck anymore. And I just got played. That's what happened. Shatter Me was so boring. T. Will is dead. I mean, you're not wrong. And I don't really consider that a spoiler because that book takes place in like the 1800s, so like, I would assume he was dead by now. That hurt. That one actually kind of hurt. Every Cassandra Clare book is the Harry Potter ripoff. Yeah, you're right. I love Harry Potter, that series about that girl who has angel blood and fights demons and has magical tattoos, and like, people say this all the time, we're like, it's just a plagiarized Harry Potter. But like, tell me one detail that's the same besides the fact that like, Clary is a ginger. Shatter Me should have been about a cyclops because they have huge ugly eyes on the front. What? Is that a roast or is that just like a weird thing to say? Like, I don't know. Like, Shatter Me has an eye on the cover. It should have been about a cyclops. How unoriginal. Okay, yeah, I know that I have the taste of every basic booktuber in 2013, but that's not my fault, okay? The fact that I've only read 10 books this year and disliked most of those books says a lot, okay? A quart of diarrhea? What? Okay, so now that my allergies are starting to kick in and now the fact that I suddenly hate all of my favorite books, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel because I post videos on Tuesdays. And also, I'm not really one to tell you how to live your life, but if you're in the US and you are old enough to vote, you should probably do that. I love how Twitter for the last month has just been like the rawest form of peer pressure ever. Like, literally the worst peer pressure. Like, vote! Like, I'm gonna change my name on Twitter to please vote. Like, yeah, I'll vote, but like, I don't know why every time you tweet I have to be reminded. The grill is the grill, surely so, and please remember to vote. I'm running through the 6 with my votes, you know what I'm saying?